Welcome back, Care Partners. You walk in to help your loved one with dementia and they are already upset. Maybe yelling, maybe refusing, maybe even accusing you of something wild. What do you do when your loved one with dementia is spiraling but you don't want to make it worse? Today I'm giving you my exact method for calming your loved one with dementia, even when they seem agitated, maybe even aggressive, or just totally unapproachable. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you will have actual tools, not just theory, not just platitude, actual tools that you can use today to help calm your loved one with dementia. For those of you who are new here, my name is Dr. Sinclair. I'm a neuropsychologist and dementia care specialist. So let's jump right on in. Before we jump into what to do, Care Partners, let's talk about what you bring into the room, what you bring into the space when you are trying to help your loved one with dementia. When your loved one with dementia is upset, Care Partners, your emotions also matter. If you come into the room with tension and with additional agitation, then that's likely going to escalate the situation. If you're tense, they feel it. If you're calm, they feel that as well. And they will likely mirror that. Why? We have specialized cells in our brains called mirror neurons. And as its name implies, our brain cells take in the information that we're observing and attempts to mirror it. And so if you walk into a store and a clerk is very warm and smiling to you, that's going to impact your reaction to them as well. What you've observed is going to be mirrored back and reflected. If someone is kind, you're likely going to be kind to them as well. If someone is not so kind, like a loved one with dementia, accusing you of something, you are likely going to also mirror that as well, even when you try not to. So the way that you come into the room, Care Partner, that calm is going to be contagious, both from a physiological level and those mirror neurons that's in the brain. Another way to calm a loved one with dementia who's spiraling, Care Partners, is to validate, not correct. This is something that we do so automatically without even realizing. So your mom storms into the room and says, "You stole my purse. You are stealing my money. You're trying to take my house." The first thing that you do is what? You say, "No, I'm not. I love you. I would never do that," right? You're correcting them. You're hoping that by saying that some tinge of reality is still in there for them. And so without realizing it, you're correcting them. Now, the way that you can respond to that instead, Care Partners, your mom is clearly upset about her purse being missing, or clearly upset about you being in cahoots to try and steal the house. And so let's stay with the purse for a moment. You can say, "Your purse is missing? Huh, let me try and help you." And they may snap back, "What do you mean help me? You're the one who stole it." I'm trying to think, Mom. I think I saw you with it upstairs. Let's go have a look upstairs and see if we can find it. And then you go upstairs with your loved one with dementia. You help her to look for the purse, and if you find it, great. Mission impossible solved. If you don't find it, Care Partners, there are ways that you can start to redirect the attention. One way, for example, is you can say something like, "Mom, we just can't find your purse here. I'm getting a little worried like you," aligning with them. "I'm getting a little worried like you about this, so let's go downstairs, let me get you some tea, but I want to get on the phone with the credit cards and the bank just so that we can freeze all the accounts and make sure that all of your money is saved." And so what you're doing in that moment, Care Partners, is you're aligning with them, but you're also about to cleverly redirect them away from the situation. And so you bring Mom downstairs, you make some tea, and you say, "Okay, Mom, I really want to get on this. I want to be sure that I get your money secure," because that's really what the fear and emotion is about, that she feels vulnerable, that her money is insecure. So you're going to partner with her and try to help her with that. And so, Care Partners, are you really going to call the bank to freeze the money? Maybe if the purse is truly missing. But if you know that you saw Mom with the purse in the house and she probably misplaced it there in the house, then it's no need to call the bank. That was a compassionate fibbing that you were doing in order to redirect your loved one to the kitchen where you can make her tea and distract her a little bit. Okay, so you want to validate. You may even need to compassionately fib to validate, but you don't want to correct. and notice how easily that correction slips in there without you realizing. Care partners, I sprinkled our next strategy into our last. So the next strategy is you want to redirect your loved one away from the event or the situation that they're spiraling about. But I really want to caution you, you have to do this after validating their experience a lot. If mom comes to you and says, you've stolen my purse, and then you tell mom, oh, let's put on a lovely music for you. Mom is not going to walk away with you to listen to that music. She's very upset that her purse is stolen. And so first you have to validate that upset. You have to validate that emotion before you then jump to the strategy of redirecting them. Okay? So use strategy 2 and 3 with caution. You want to validate before moving on to redirecting. For some of my care partners, when we start to discuss redirection, they feel like it's manipulating their loved one. And truly, care partners, redirecting your loved one is not manipulation, it's mercy. Their brain is playing horrible tricks on them. And what you're doing in that moment is you are relieving that pain. You are giving them a bit of mercy by redirecting them to something else. So I know that it can feel like trickery, especially when we compassionately fib. But if you are doing this to calm them because the dementia has made them agitated, then truly you are helping your loved one with dementia in a way that their brain can no longer calm them on their own. Okay? It's not manipulation, it's mercy. Use these tools. If this is helpful to you, care partners, in any way, then please go ahead and comment below and let me know, or like or subscribe so that you can get more materials just like this. It also allows for other care partners who are also struggling to get this material as well. The next way to calm your loved one with dementia, care partners who's extremely upset, is to know their patterns. And this may take a bit of time, but you'll have to pay keen attention to what's going on with your loved one with dementia. Is there a certain time of day that they tend to spiral and get upset? Could they be hungry or overstimulated? You notice that when the house is maybe a little out of sorts, that's when dad gets a little bit more agitated or less calm. So be curious, care partners. Notice what time of day this is happening, if there's a pattern there. Notice if this is happening around their mealtime. Notice if it's happening in a certain location. And maybe jot down on a calendar some of your observations that you're making. A few culprits to keep in mind, care partners, are some of the biological culprits. So for example, your loved one's brain with dementia is no longer able to regulate their body temperature very well. And so your loved one with dementia might be cold. That discomfort that they're feeling is coming out as upset or sarcasm or lashing out at you. That discomfort that they're feeling because of pain even. They may have arthritis and the pain has been building throughout the day. That may come out as arguing with you. So see if you can notice what are some of those medical or biological triggers that are happening, care partner, so that you can start attending for those before the reaction. And again, having a calendar where maybe you're jotting down some notes, AM observations, you write a couple of things, afternoon observations, evening observations. Or if you have a journal, you can jot down your observations in that journal and see if there's some key patterns that you would have otherwise not recognized. Another way to calm an upset loved one with dementia, care partners, is something that's often overlooked, and that is the power of touch, that is the power of music, and that is the power of connectedness and familiarity. And so what do I mean by that? If your loved one is upset and they'll allow you to come close to them and hold their hand and reassure them in that physical way, then by all means, please do that. A lot of times as dementia progresses, our loved ones with dementia don't get that touch. They don't get that security, that sense of safety. And in fact, because of the dementia, they oftentimes feel out of sorts, uncomfortable, and unsafe. So a gentle touch of their hand, right? Maybe even a bit of a gentle squeeze and looking them in the eye and saying, I'm here with you. That can work such wonders. You'd be surprised. Another simple comfort that goes a long way, care partners, is music. So a brain with dementia, the brain is not deteriorating all at the same rate. And so there are parts of the brain that stays quite strong and resistant, while other parts of the brain are weakened because of dementia. And oftentimes the part of the brain that remains strong with many dementia types is the part of the brain that processes music. And so if you haven't discovered that yet, then go ahead and put on a simple comfort such as music for mom. So let's go back to that example where you've redirected mom to the kitchen and she's drinking some tea. You might want to put on some gentle music now, setting the tone for calm. That's a simple comfort that goes a long way, as well as familiarity and connectedness. So showing mom pictures and reminiscing about some favorite times. These are all simple comforts that go a long way in calming your loved one with dementia. An example that I like to give my care partners, while it's a bit morbid, it does sort of bring home the point. Let's say, God forbid, you're in a terrible accident and you are on a stretcher, you are in the emergency room, and everyone around you is scrambling. Everyone is just trying to help, and you're trying to communicate with the people in the room, but you're unable to do so because of your injuries. Imagine if one of the doctors there in the room locked eyes with you, walked over, held your hand, and said, "We're going to take care of you. You're okay." You realize in that moment, care partners, that you've been seen, and that reassurance means the world to you. And so don't ignore some of those simple comforts of a gentle touch of someone's hand, a gentle reassurance that I'm here, I'm going to help you, I'm going to support you. When it's feeling chaotic inside for someone, having another person see them in that way means the world. Now that you have a few skills to calm your loved one with dementia, then go ahead and watch my next video, care partners, where I teach you how to be proactive and prevent some of these outbursts from even happening in the first place. I'll see you in the next one.